Hi, I'm Melanie Kinnell. I taught at Mount Carmel from the fall of 1977 to the spring of 2004. So I have many memories from the administration building. I think one of my first ones was my first year of teaching. My classroom was on the right as we came in the door, and my husband's classroom was across the hall on the left. And I was teaching high school French at that time. And my students, I offered my students the opportunity to write a skit in French. With their fairly limited knowledge of French, they really were excited about it, wanted to do it. And so I had 3, 4, 5 groups of kids who were making up skits. And little did I know, as a brand new teacher, that I had some young men in the class who were a little more adventurous, and they decided to do a skit about a bank robbery. Now, I had checked on what they were doing the skit on and all ahead of time. I made them show me the written part, and helped them with the French and so on. But I did not know that their plan was to actually act like they were robbing a bank. And they brought firecrackers into the classroom, and they also brought a great big bottle of baby powder. And they set off the firecrackers and then squeezed the bottle of baby powder so it poofed out all over the place to look like smoke. When the firecrackers went off, of course, I was mortified and didn't really know where I was going from there. And the door opened, and Dr. Paulo was standing at the door asking what in the world was going on in my classroom. And I was very embarrassed because I was brand new, did not know people very well yet. But we managed to straighten everything out, and the young men got a big laugh out of it anyway. They had a really great time with it. It was a fun thing, really, to teach across the hall from my husband. I could hear his teaching, he could hear mine. And when I had met our oldest child, my husband was a Spanish major and a French minor, and he taught Spanish, I taught French. So when it was time for me to have the baby, he took over my classes as well as his, and he was teaching Spanish the first half of the period and French the second half. And poor dear Mrs. Major came and sat in the other class that wasn't being taught at the moment. And I think that got old really pretty fast, but it was a wonderful thing to be able to do that. And that way I was able to stay home with my baby for a short while anyway. And I think Mrs. Major was really hoping it would be sooner, but I did manage to make everything work. And I just have a lot of happy memories of walking up and down those hallways, and memories of my husband setting up the bell system where it was all had to be done by hand. So he had to punch in every bell for 7 days of the week. And 24 hours of the day, all the bells had to be put in manually. He would spend hours standing there punching in all those numbers and so on. And we just had a lot of fun times. I told someone today that I don't think Dan Kinnell was ever happier than when he was standing in front of a class at Mount Carmel teaching. It was just... his life was teaching, and he loved it, and he loved his students, and I loved my students, and we had some wonderful times. And I'm just happy to know that the administration building is being fixed back up, and that the roof is on, and just hoping that everything goes well, and pray often for Mount Carmel, and that God's will would be done, that he would prosper and help and bless in the work there. Thank you.